So this is where I hike to the trailhead and then just start my path. Join me. On my day hike, I bring enough in case I needed to spend a couple days out here if there was an emergency. Plenty of ways to make fire, catch food, personal protection devices. Come out here if I need to. If I'm trapped, I could survive for several days if I was medically injured. The path is fairly wide. There's areas where I wander off and will just lay down on the ground and literally just connect with the earth. The Lehigh Valley Gorge in northern Pennsylvania, where I am, is where I learned how to be by myself. I used to come camping up here when I was a young man by myself and actually not talk from a Friday until a Monday, not even say a word. Backpack into the woods, start a fire. I don't backpack into the woods anymore at my age, just for safety reasons. I go on established trails, like what you see here. They're more established trails. And I never hike more than 5 miles in. For those of you that have traveled like the Appalachian Trail who are through hikers, you notice when you go through Pennsylvania, everyone who's a through hiker tells me that the most wear and tear that they have on their boots is when they're going through Pennsylvania, because it's a very, very rocky state. And those of you who are geology nerds will understand why it's such a rocky state. Have to watch where your feet are going. The rocks in Pennsylvania are insane. And of course you don't want to fall. There was a recent snowfall here, not a lot. There was only, I'd say, a couple inches at the most. And a lot of it has melted. One of the things you'll notice about Pennsylvania, especially in the Pocono region, is the rhododendrons. These evergreens are just absolutely magnificent. And I just love this part of the state when I see them. It's beautiful. I have been here where I've actually stripped down on the coldest days and have gone in the water where the waterfalls are, where I'm hiking. And obviously there's people here, there's cars all over the place. But I have done literally nature cold, ice cold baths when the water is just above freezing, and I've jumped in, gone underwater, stayed there a few minutes, came out and wiped myself off with a microfiber towel, started a fire and warmed myself up. Again, Pennsylvania, very, very rocky state. And I used to do practice quite a bit of rock climbing here when I was in my 20s, and just learn many of my moves and practice with low risk going up places like that. Down here, I mean, there's a gorge right down here. I don't know if you can hear the water. But when I would backpack, there were times when I would sleep out under the stars, not in a tent, lay down on the ground, literally lay down, and just let the earth heal me from being in the city. Anyone who is around people all the time, technology, diesel fumes, radio waves, you need to be out and make contact with the earth. Like when I go to the beach, I don't use a beach towel, I lay on the sand. It's the only chance that I get it to actually become in contact with the earth, and it's healing. You don't realize how much you need to be healed And the way you do it is one of the ways is God provided this beautiful, beautiful world to heal us. There's medicine everywhere. This is all medicine right here. This is medicine. This is good for you. It's good for your soul. It's good for your brain. This is very healing being out here, just sitting on the ground. People look for, I know a lot of people have camp chairs and that kind of thing. I just can't get in enough contact with the earth as it is. 30 years ago when I was a younger man and probably 165 pounds, I used to climb these climb these 50 and 60 foot rock walls, which were magnificent. I'm not gonna do that anymore, but very, very rocky here. Let's head down to the waterfalls. Working my way back to the trail, because this is where I used to climb, and it was one of the best places to climb that was within a few hours of Philadelphia. But you can see, rocky, rocky, rocky. You could easily twist an ankle here, and you never ever would come up here without a helmet on, some type of head protection. You want to be smart about that. That's where I would just jump in the middle of winter right there. It didn't matter how much snow was on the ground. It was awesome. Love coming out here. Even in the pouring rain, it didn't matter because there's kind of this overhang, kind of like a cave kind of thing. I could be here on a day that everybody else would consider bad weather. And I'm the kind of guy that says there's no such thing as bad weather if there's only being inappropriately dressed. I could be out here during a rainstorm underneath this right here, fish a little bit, smoke a pipe. Just get away from it all. Always a lot of fun. Well, it's coming to the end of my day. The sun is starting to set. Ran into a few people here. which I didn't want to do. One of the reasons why I get out into the wilderness is because I want to get away from people. And a lot of people had the same idea that I did. So I might have to get out a little bit further next time. To get away from it all on the holiday, have a little peace and solitude. And always a couple times on my hikes, I like to do something. I just love laying down on the ground, like I said. It's healing, it's detox, it's... and this looks like as good a place as any right next to... I should have brought like a decoration with me. Look at a Charlie Brown Christmas tree right here. But I always look for a nice place just to lay down and relax and just let the earth do its thing. And I think this is going to be the spot right here under this tree. So here we go. Put this down. And I always like to be in as direct contact with the ground as possible. And just spread out like this. And then do this for a little bit. Then next stop is the boulder field. So I'll see you in a little bit. What I would usually do is, if I come out here in the summertime, wander out there in the middle of the boulders. Some are as big as cars. They were deposited here by a glacier. I don't know. I don't know how many years ago. But it's way too slippery to... it's dangerous enough in good weather, let alone in snowy weather. I don't want to slip and crack my head today. That would not be a good thing. But this is the end of the journey. Homemade corncob pipe. This is from a Mark Twain model with a briar shank, saddle bit, classic sanded top that I do. I just made this little poker, I don't know, a year or two ago. I love it. And plum pudding, which is my Christmas tobacco. So, with this, I will say Merry Christmas, and not quite Happy New Year yet. We still have a week to go in 2018. I've been saying that 2019 is the year that you get unstuck. Today I said for the first time, 2019 is the year you put your foot down with time wasters and people that take you off course. You get unstuck by putting your foot down. That's the beginning of it all. Who do you need to put your foot down with? Limit your time with. Who are you giving your heart to that doesn't deserve your heart or time or body? And how I used to end all of my videos a few years ago. Wherever you are in this world, wherever there's chaos, disorder, disarray, you can have peace. And my typical ending used to be, peace be with you. And the proper response is always, and also with you. So we'll end with this. Peace be with you, my friends.